Hi, Devashish sir.
Hi, hi.
Hello and welcome. It's CSK versus Mumbai Indians at Wankhede Stadium, match number 59. A must-win game for CSK as they are still in the race of the playoffs. 12 league matches to go, and only one team has qualified. Let me welcome my panelists for the day today, Nishan, Devashish, and Joydeep. A warm welcome to all of you.
Thank you.
सबसे
Morning.
पहले मैं जयदीप आपके पास आऊंगी. ओनली वन टीम हैज क्वालिफाइड. सिर्फ 12 मैच ही अभी तक बचे हैं. यही आईपीएल की खूबसूरती है.
Yes, this is what we wanted. हमें ये नहीं चाहिए कि half half हो जाए और 10 टीम आने के बाद there was this fear of halfway through the tournament the top bunch and the bottom bunch, but that didn't happen. Well, we know a couple of teams, one team that will definitely not qualify. The others are also very difficult. Mathematically you can, but everything has to fall in place for you. But it's good to see that it's still very open, and there are about 4 or 5 teams that are vying for those 3 spots.
मोर देन 3-4 टीम्स. देवाशीष, वानखेड़े में मैच है. टॉस से हम क्या एक्सपेक्ट करेंगे? जो भी टॉस जीतेगा, बैट फर्स्ट और बॉल फर्स्ट, क्या ठीक रहेगा वानखेड़े में?
Bat first because dew will be a massive factor as is the case. और जैसे जैसे हम लोग देख रहे हैं पिछले कुछ मैचेस में कि ये the wickets are ball is coming, stopping and coming. Playmaking is not easier. So any team that wins the toss would love to bat first and put up a total because spinners will have a difficult gripping the ball with the dew.
बैट फर्स्ट, स्पेशली अगर आपका डू और डाई मैच है. निशांत, सीएसके अच्छी फॉर्म में नजर आ रही है. अच्छा खेल भी रही है. बैटर्स अब फॉर्म में आया. बॉलिंग यूनिट अपना काम कर रही है. ऑल ऑफ अ सडन जब से धोनी कैप्टन बने हैं, एक नई यूनिट बन के नजर आ रही है. लेकिन एक बड़ा सेटबैक रविंद्र जडेजा ने आईपीएल से पुल आउट कर लिया. कितना बड़ा वो सेटबैक है? क्योंकि अगर वो आगे जाते हैं तो वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट प्लेयर है. स्पेशली वो 3 डायमेंशनल प्लेयर हैं, तो वो एक्स्ट्रा आपको एक्स फैक्टर देते हैं.
I'm absolutely right. I think Jadeja's loss is as big as Surya Kumar's loss for Mumbai. If you compare the kind of contributions they both make to their sides, and especially Jadeja with the bat and with the ball. And you said that if अगर वो आगे जाते हैं, मतलब आगे जाने की तो बात छोड़िए, ये जो 3 मैच उनको जीतने हैं बैक टू बैक, उसमें भी जडेजा की जरूरत है. So it will be it's a massive blow for them, and especially for a side that is still struggling to find its form or still struggling to find its perfect 11. I always have a theory in IPL that more often than not, the teams that succeed in IPL are the one which find their combination quickly, because it's not like a national side जहाँ आप पूरा साल खेल रहे हो तो you know that this is your 11 you want to play. Here a culmination of players come just before the start of the tournament, and then you figure out who is in form, who is not in form, who will be best suited at what number. The teams that do it quickly are the teams that get the momentum, and that has been the case for Mumbai Indians and Chennai Super Kings. We have discussed about how their auction made them look little weak, and since then the problem with them has been that they have not been able to find that right 11 which can represent them. And on top of it, if you have injuries to players like Ravindra Jadeja or Surya Kumar Yadav, that's a massive blow.
जॉयदीप, सीएसके की बात करते हैं. जैसे निशांत ने बोला, स्ट्रगल कर रहे हैं, राइट 11 ढूंढ रहे हैं. इंजरीज से थोड़ा सा वो भी फाइट चल रहा है ऑफ द फील्ड, लेकिन ऑन द फील्ड थोड़ा सा बेटर हुए हैं. मोमेंटम इनके पास आया है. आज जानते हैं धोनी की यहाँ से जो मैच हारेंगे, दूसरी टीम बन जाएगी जो बाहर होगी. कितना इंपॉर्टेंट है मैच है एज अ कैप्टन एमएस धोनी के लिए, स्पेशली ऑफ द फील्ड जब कुछ बातें चल रही हो जो आपके फेवर में ना हो.
जी, उसका पहले खबर दे दो. रोहित शर्मा has won the toss and is elected to field. So Chennai will be batting first. But yeah, देखिए, things haven't gone right for Chennai Super Kings. First the auction, then Ravindra Jadeja, then the captaincy issue before that. So everything hasn't rolled on. Their daddy players have not. Daddy's army, they haven't got going. Robin Uthappa started well but couldn't carry on. Ambati Raidu, bits and bobs here and there. Rituraj took a lot of time to get going. So all in all, it hasn't been a great season. Jadeja with bat and ball wasn't at his best, but this is not something you foresee. You don't foresee all these things happening together. It sort of happened together. And for me, the biggest worry has been the Chennai Super Kings bowling, because always they've had a very gun bowling attack. Whether their batting was good enough or not, they knew 2, 3 batters can do the job per match for them, but you need 5 bowlers. Even if 3 bowlers do the job for you, then also you could lose the game if the other two don't, because there's a quota on the number of bowlers. So obviously, for that reason, I was a little surprised. Dhoni normally comes with his bowling unit very prepared, and that has not been the case. If you see the bowling attack, it's looked considerably weak. And no international bowlers, no Bollinger, no Josh Hazelwood, the guys who open their bowling for their country, the wicket-taking test match bowlers, they're missing. So I've been very, very surprised, because this is very unlike a CSK.
निशांत मैं आपके पास ही आऊँगी क्योंकि देबाशीष ने कहा था कि विन द टॉस एंड बैट फर्स्ट, लेकिन यहाँ पे मुंबई ने टॉस जीता है एंड दे ऑप्टेड टू फील्ड फर्स्ट। इज इट समथिंग टू डू विद द फॉर्म ऑफ द बैटर्स, और विकेट में वानखेड़े को ज़्यादा अच्छे से जानते हैं रोहित शर्मा, क्योंकि आज टॉस जीता है, फील्डिंग का फैसला किया है। 2 चेंजेस में है, पोलार्ड जो फॉर्म से थोड़ा जूझ रहे थे, फ्यूचर का सोचते हुए आज स्टब्स लेके आए हैं एंड शोकी इज़ इन प्लेस ऑफ अश्विन। पहले तो टॉस की बात करें कि इज इट द राइट डिसीजन टू फील्ड फर्स्ट?
Yeah,
I think
Nishant, just I'll give you some info. There's a live grass on the wicket. That's what Hayden says in the pitch report. Live green grass. So that might just help you answer that.
I think Debu and Rohit are not on same page. First to start with. So
नाइस वन।
Too good. Too good.
so he needs to, after the show, he needs to pick up the phone and talk with
Oh.
Rohit and figure out
Mid game. Mid game.
mid game. But I am not surprised with the decision. I know the dew could be a factor, but in Wankhede traditionally people have like to chase the total because it's a small ground, and we have seen that on a good day, if it's a good batting wicket, even 180 is not a safe score in Wankhede. If you ask some of the bowlers, I have spent some time with some of these boys, and they call Wankhede the graveyard for bowlers, especially 2 wickets, Bangalore and Wankhede. कि जहां जहां डालो लंबा ही जाता है. And what Joyda has said, I think Sham ko, because of the breeze coming from Wankhede, always has some seam movement. Even in Test cricket, we have seen that around 5:34, थोड़ा सा अचानक swing होना शुरू हो जाता है ball with the tide coming in, air breeze, sea breeze के साथ. So I think that also could be a factor. Little bit of grass, whatever the bowlers can make most of it, and especially with a side like Chennai who are totally dependent on, right now their batting is too dependent on their openers. So if you can make early inroads there, you can put a lot of pressure on that side. So I think a combination of all of these things, and also knowing that Debu and Rohit are not on the same page, I think it's a good decision.
देबाशीष, चेन्नई के ओपनिंग
Rohit,
पेयर की
Rohit,
बात करें।
Rohit is in for a pretty long phone call tonight after the game.
देवाशीष, चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स के जो ओपनर्स हैं वो फॉर्म में आ चुके हैं, स्पेशली कॉनवे और ऋतुराज। कॉनवे ने जिस तरह से अटैकिंग बैटिंग की है, उस हिसाब से उन्होंने टाइम लेने का मौका दिया ऋतुराज को कि आप अपनी लंबी लिंक प्लान कर सकते हैं। यहाँ पे ओपनिंग प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, प्रॉब्लम है सामने वाली टीम में। मुंबई इंडियंस की तरफ से ईशांत शर्मा स्टार्ट ज़रूर दे रहे हैं, लेकिन वो स्ट्राइक रेट नहीं है। रोहित शर्मा किसी में स्टार्ट देते हैं, बट वो कन्वर्शन रेट नहीं है। प्रॉब्लम मुंबई इंडियंस की तरफ ज़्यादा है, लेकिन एडवांटेज टॉस का होगा क्योंकि आज पहले बॉलिंग कर रहे हैं। जैसे जयदीप ने कहा लाइव, और निशांत ने भी इसको सही बताया है। सो आपके पास मौका है, सीएसके की 2-3 विकेट अगर पावर प्ले में ले लेते हैं, तो शायद आप उन पे वो प्रेशर डाल सकते हैं।
जी बिल्कुल। और मैं ऑब्वियसली सीएसके का टॉप 6 में 3 बाएं हाथ का बल्लेबाज है, और ऋतिक शॉकिन जो है, जो ऑफ स्पिनर है। I think it's a good move on the part of Mumbai Indians to have Hrithik Shawkin ahead of Murugan Ashwin, because I won't be surprised if he's being bowled in the power play, especially against Conway or Shivam Dubey, जो कि हाल ही में, and Moeen Ali also, he's also a left-hander. So that can be a ploy. And also Jasprit Bumrah, we saw signs of Bumrah coming to form in the last match, 5 for, yet Mumbai ended up losing that match against KKR. The problem has been, क्या है ना, मुंबई के problems क्या है, when their batting is clicking, their bowling has letting them down. That has been the major concern for them, क्योंकि पिछले मैच में 113 रन पे सिमट गया, तो आई थिंक जैसे कि आपने कहा कि चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स अगर शुरुआत में डेवन कॉनवे और ऋतुराज का पार्टनरशिप टूट, if they can snap get in those early wickets, then things might be a little difficult for Chennai because their middle order, Moin Ali hasn't been in the best of form in this IPL. Robin Uthappa has been hot and cold. Ambati Raidu is again, he has not been consistent enough. But so I think when both Conway and Rituraj has one century partnership and two half century partnership in the IPL. Ever since Devon Conway started opening the batting for Chennai Super Kings, it suddenly looked a different team altogether. So for Mumbai, the key will be Bumrah and the other bowlers. I think Ritik Shocking. I won't be surprised if he's bowled in the power play. So getting early inroads and then take a move on from there.
गुड पॉइंट देवेश, स्पॉट ऑन। लेकिन जयदीप, दोनों ही टीम की तरफ नजर डालेंगे, दो वो टीमें हैं जो हमेशा से टॉप 4 में रहती थी, इस बार स्ट्रगल कर रही हैं। एक टीम ऑलरेडी आउट हो चुकी है, एक टीम के पास अभी भी मौका है। लेकिन आज जो चेंजेस हुए हैं ना, उसमें किरण पोलार्ड जो है वो एक नाम है, एंड ही इज ड्रॉप्ड ऑन हिज बर्थडे। आज बर्थडे बॉय है, लेकिन ये कहीं ना कहीं नजर आ रहा था कि आप उनको कब ड्रॉप करेंगे। फॉर्म उनके पास बिल्कुल भी नहीं है। अ गुड चेंज फॉर मुंबई इंडियंस।
Yeah, it was evident that he's not at his best, and it's a tough call because the amount of matches he's won for Mumbai. I still remember the final here in Kolkata a few years back. Against CSK, they were done and dusted, and he came and got a 70 from nowhere. Revived Mumbai and they won them the game. So yeah, obviously this was must have been really tough, especially on his birthday. Must have been really tough. But that's how the game goes. You got to take some tough calls because. Also, the fact that he's retired from international cricket through the IPL, maybe mentally he's also not there because he could have easily have waited for the IPL to get over and then spoken about his retirement because the World Cup is still a few months away. It's just not next month. But he still decided in the middle of the IPL, so something must have hit him, and it often does. You've seen Damien Marty in the middle of a series, Graham Swan in the middle of a series, Adam Gilchrist in the middle of a series. Some big players in the middle of a series just say we are done, and he must be feeling something. He must be feeling pretty empty in the tank.
ट्रू, और ये बात रोहित शर्मा ने बोली है, इट इज अ टफ कॉल, क्योंकि उनका जो कंट्रीब्यूशन रहा है मुंबई इंडियंस के लिए वो इतना रहा है कि उनको एक्स्ट्रा मौके दिए गए हैं। लेकिन यही क्रिकेट है, जब कभी देता है और कभी लेता है। लेकिन निशांत, आपके पास आती हूँ। मुंबई इंडियंस की तरफ नजर डालेंगे बॉलिंग यूनिट पे। जसप्रीत बुमराह, जैसे कि देवेशिस ने कहा था, 10 रन देके 5 विकेट लिए थे, मैन ऑफ द मैच रहे थे, हालांकि लूजिंग कॉज पे थी उनकी टीम। लेकिन लोन वॉरियर, आज उनका साथ देना होगा बाकी डेनियल सैम्स को, जिन्होंने बिट्स एंड पीसेस में अच्छा भी किया है। कुमार कार्तिकेय को अच्छा करना पड़ेगा। तो कहीं ना कहीं एज अ बुलिंग यूनिट आपको सामने से भी सपोर्ट करना पड़ेगा, अगर आपको किसी भी तरह सीएसके को हराना है और फिनिश करना है ऑन अ हाई। चाहे आप क्वालिफाई नहीं हो सकते या आप जीत के दूसरे की पार्टी भी स्पॉइल कर सकते हैं, तो एज अ यूनिट क्लिक करना होगा।
Especially in a 2020, I think it's very important that, like we say, that batters bat in partnerships. But I think bowling also, especially in this format, works in partnerships. More often than not, you will see कि एक एंड पे अगर 4 डॉट बॉल्स होती हैं तो अगले ओवर में विकेट मिलता है. That's how this game goes, because if you built a pressure as a team, and that is why only Bumrah cannot do the job. I am very impressed with Kumar Karthike actually. In the last game, you see the way KKR had started. They asked him to come, and he did the job by removing the top two batters. And his story has been phenomenal. Like, his story is again another great IPL story, and I wish really well for this young boy who has seen a lot of hardships in his life. And picking from where Joyda was talking about Pollard, I think it's also the signs of things to come in Mumbai Indian camp. They know that this season is more or less done and dusted, and they are trying to, it could be the reason they are trying to mm, test their bench strength and see that what could be their possible combination for next year. What are the weak links? So to gauge that, they have to rest some of their key players, give young blood a bit of little bit of chance to see that what will work for them. uh, uh, you know as we all are talking about Pollard, he's not getting younger. Today is his birthday, he's not getting younger. So this, unfortunately, 2020 is a game of young people, and at some stage, When a team like Mumbai Indians or a CSK, when they go through a season like this, it's also a reality check for them that the areas they need to improve, the combinations they need to work on, and I think it is one of those moves.
जयदीप, सीएसके की बात करते हैं, बॉलिंग यूनिट हमने बात कर ली मुंबई इंडियंस की, अब सीएसके की बात करते हैं। एक अच्छी बॉलिंग यूनिट नज़र आ रही है, विकेट टेकर्स नज़र आ रहे हैं, मोइन अली बीच में आते हैं, वो अपना रोल अपनाते हैं। हालाँकि फिर हम कहेंगे एमएस धोनी अपने रिसोर्सेज़ अच्छे से यूज़ कर रहे हैं, बट बॉलर्स भी अपना काम बखूबी निभा रहे हैं क्योंकि आपको बॉल तो डालनी है। मोइन अली अच्छी बॉलिंग कर रहे हैं, मुकेश चौधरी जो न्यू बॉल से भी अच्छा डाल रहे हैं और बीच में जब उनको 1 ओवर के लिए लेके आते हैं एमएस धोनी, तब भी वो अच्छा विकेट निकालते हैं, अच्छा ओवर डालते हैं। सो आज बड़ा दिन है, प्रेशर ज़रूर होगा और जो अच्छे से प्रेशर हैंडल करेगा उसके ऊपर ये मैच रहेगा। लेकिन सीएसके के लिए मस्ट विन गेम इसलिए है क्योंकि अभी भी रेस में बरकरार है। बैटर्स को पहले अपना काम करना होगा, लेकिन साथ ही साथ बॉलर्स को भी ध्यान में रखना होगा कि सामने वो टीम है जो अच्छे फॉर्म में नहीं है।
Gee, and I also feel that the bowling, some of the bowlers of Chennai have done really well, but as a unit, they
हुँ,
haven't done. So if three guys are bowling 430, that's a decent attack. But if the other four are bowling 452, then the damage is done. So I think as a unit, they haven't picked up enough wickets. For them, they've always been the sort of team that picks up wickets. Dhoni's always been the sort of captain he would want you to come in the power play. Today, I think that's one of the reasons why Mumbai is fiddling, because there's grass on the wicket, Bumrah in the form, back in form. They are top heavy. We know the CSK batting is top, very good at the top. So the ball will jag around if it's a green wicket, as Matthew Hayden has said in his pitch report. So if it does, then he could hurt them early. He could get Conway and Rituraj early inroads into the middle
हुँ,
order, and that has not been tested for them. It's been a bit topsy turvy.
ट्रू,
It's not been
हुँ,
consistent. So that's probably another reason why he probably wanted to field first, because he says, okay, these are the two batters in form. Let me have my best bowler, the best bowler in the world, who's just coming off 5 wickets on a green track, and let's see where this gets us. And as Nishant said, there's always seam, swing. The breeze is blowing. It's 7:30 in the evening. We've all been at Wankhede, played at Wankhede. We know how beautiful it is at 7:30, and this will go on for a while. So optimize as much advantage as you can get. Whether it works or not, time will tell. But you always go with your plans.
वानखेड़े में मैच है और रोहित शर्मा से अच्छा उस विकेट कोई जानता नहीं होगा, तो आज मौका भी है उनके पास। लेकिन जैसे कि जॉयदीप ने कहा देवाशीष कि अगर जल्दी विकेट गिरते हैं सीएसके के ऋतुराज गायकवाड़, डेविन कॉन्वे जो ओपनिंग सॉलिड ओपनिंग पेयर नज़र आ रही है, इस टाइम मौका है जसप्रीत बुमराह के पास कि वो उनके विकेट ले सकते हैं क्योंकि वहाँ पे स्पिन भी होगा, स्विंग भी होगा, बाउंस भी मिलेगा। लेकिन यहाँ पे ज़िम्मेदारी बढ़ेगी रॉबिन उथप्पा की, अंबती रायडू के। 2-3 मैच हो गए हैं, कुछ खासा किया नहीं है उन्होंने, लेकिन बिग मैच प्लेयर हैं, एक्सपीरियंस उनके पास है और इस टीम की खासियत क्या है ना सीएसके की कि एक्सपीरियंस लेके चलते हैं। तो रॉबिन उथप्पा को, अंबती रायडू को भी स्टेप अप करना पड़ेगा क्योंकि डू और डाई ये मुकाबला है।
जी बिल्कुल, ऑब्वियसली एक्सपीरियंस तो काउंट करता ही है, इट डज काउंट व्हेन एक्सपीरियंस, but then the thing is that they haven't delivered as was expected of them. Both senior pros, Ambati, as I told that few minutes back, that he has been hot and cold. He has not been consistent. So
हुँ,
herein lies the onus will be on them. If the openers don't give them a good start, then the onus will be on them, both Ambati Raidu and Robin Uthappa, to contribute big time, because this is the need of the hour when Chennai Super Kings needs to win all the remaining matches to be in the contention for the playoffs. Because if they any slip up from here on, their chances are gone as far as playoffs is concerned. So I think it is really, really high time that both Ambati Raidu and Robin Uthappa, because as I might say, that they are backed by the franchise. Uh,
हुँ,
there's a bit of loyalty going around with these two, especially with Ambati Raidu, the likes of Ravindra Jadeja, MS Dhoni's. Because they have played for so many years, so they have a kind of a loyalty. So now it's high time to repay, because obviously CSK did win the championship last season, but then when it comes to crunch matches, you need to take the responsibility as a senior pro, and
And they've
this is the match.
retained 8 of the players that played the final last year, 8 or 9.
Yeah,
So it's not that you got a new team. It's just not happening for them.
Yeah,
हुँ,
if you look at man to man, Chennai Super King looks a very formidable unit in front of Mumbai today. Like if you see
हुँ,
Rituraj Gaikwad, Conway, Uthappa, Ambati Raidu, Shivam Dube in form, MS Dhoni, Moeen Ali, Divine Bravo, all these veterans and stalwarts of 2020 cricket. and you
I think the
compare it
three names
is,
you haven't called out is where the problem lies.
yeah.
Hmm.
So, but if you look at the
It's
other
weak. It's
side,
not a problem in the sense it's untested. It's weak. It's not a finished product. Normally it would
and
be Josh Hazelwood. It would be, the Shardul Thakur, those types. So now it's
yeah,
the newer bowlers. That's the point I'm trying to make.
and credit to, like, you have to give credit also to Mahesh Tikshana. He has done his job. Like, he has been
Yes.
really phenomenal. I
Hmm.
saw him in Lanka Premier League, and he was a very very impressive bowler. And now what he has done for Chennai at this level is outstanding. He is a very very good bowler, and somewhere I think the problem, today's match would be actually a battle between both the openers of both the sides, Convoy and Rituraj versus Ishan Kishan and Rohit Sharma. I think that will set up the match for you. I love doing matchups, so please bear with me on that.
No, that's good.
एग्री करते हैं जयदीप बैटल बिटवीन
Yeah.
these two openers,
Yeah, for
these
sure.
four
But I
openers?
also think there's another battle between Jasprit Bumrah and the Mumbai opening bowlers and the two batters, because that's where the onus lies.
Agreed.
They know if we can
Hmm.
get some inroads, if we can make this 27 for 2, 40 for 3, we're in this game. Even 20 for 2, because the
Hmm.
guy is in form. And Conway it will not be difficult for Conway. He's a New Zealander. He knows the moving ball. He's played these guys. He's played on green wickets all his life. It won't be. But also the fact that this is a T20 game and he'll think about, utilizing the power play and all that. So I think I'm looking forward to that one. I'm looking forward to Bumrah. He got most of his wickets in the back end of the KKR game in the slog. Today will be a good chance for him to have, 2 overs, 10-2. Let's look at that for today.
देवाशीष आप कुछ कहना चाहते थे?
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. Conway, get rid of Devon Conway, because he's been the man in form for Chennai Super King.
Hmm.
And he's also
जयदीप
doing what David Warner does, what Shikhar Dhawan does. He's also
hmm.
holding one end up. So he's the big fish.
जयदीप सोच क्या होनी चाहिए कि जसप्रीत बुमराह को पहले 2 ओवर उसके खेलो कि 2 ही ओवर डालते हैं वो मैक्सिमम स्टार्टिंग में, क्योंकि 2 ओवर के बाद के लिए रखते हैं रोहित शर्मा, बॉल के हिसाब से
Yeah,
खेलो,
I
उनको
think
अपने
so.
ऊपर हावी मत होने दो। 2 सोच होती है।
So Bumrah will try and get wickets with 2 slips maybe, if there's grass in the wicket. And on the other side, Conway will say, I'll play this guy 2 overs for 12 runs. Let's attack the others. And these guys are
Hmm.
smart. They're international cricketers. They know how to go about it. But it's a game of skill. उनका हाथ से क्या निकलता है, मेरा पास जवाब है या नहीं, ये
स्पॉट
देखने
ऑन।
वाला है।
बिल्कुल, यही मैं कहने वाली थी कि स्पॉट ऑन आप कैसे उस टाइम पे जो डिसीजन लेते हैं वो मैटर करेगा कि आप मतलब
जी।
एट टाइम्स मुझे लगता है कि अगर आप सर्वाइवल क्रिकेट खेलते हो ना तो वो आपका विकेट्स के चांसेस ज्यादा बनते हैं। आप अपनी स्ट्रेंथ पे खेलिए। चलिए अब आते हैं प्रेडिक्शन टाइम पे। दोनों ही टीमें इक्वली बैलेंस तो मैं नहीं कहूंगी, लेकिन स्ट्रगलिंग टीम कह सकते हैं। लेकिन एक जो टीम है सीएसके, उनके पास अभी भी मौका है। दूसरी टीम प्लेइंग फॉर प्राइड और अपने अगले सीजन की तैयारी में लग चुके हैं। वो कॉम्बिनेशन चेंज होते हुए नजर आ रहे हैं। प्रेडिक्शन पे आती हूँ देवशी, सबसे पहले आपके पास सीएसके और मुंबई इंडियंस।
I would go with Mumbai Indians, because they won a good toss, and it's a Wankhede. Remember, it's their fortress. हालांकि इस सीजन में nothing is clicking for them, but then they can play a spoil sport. But they have nothing to lose. Their backs to the walls. So I won't be surprised if a Ishan Kishan or a Rohit Sharma or a Jasprit Bumrah, someone inspire Mumbai Indians to come out with flying colors. I won't surprise, and maybe today is the night they played the spoil sport.
देविशीष आपके लिए मेरे पास एक लाइन है, एक ही दिल है कितनी बार तोड़ोगे, कभी तो सीएसके का साथ दो यार, एक ही मैच में दिया है अभी तक। देखूंगी आपको मैच के बाद। निशांत, मुंबई इंडियंस और सीएसके।
Uh, Looking at both the sides, I think my mind says CSK, but my heart says Mumbai, and I have a reason for that. Why? Because I think Mumbai has nothing to lose here. CSK still knows that they have a skin in the game. They still have an outside chance if they win 3 matches in a row, and then some permutations and combinations fall in place for them. They still have a chance, and that's the pressure. They know that if they lose this match, they are out of the league this season. But on the other hand, Mumbai's fate is sealed, so they are here to. And sometimes a situation like this helps you to play a very very free. You become uninhibited, and you play, or you just go and give your best, because you have nothing to lose. And those teams can become very very dangerous. So I will, unfortunately, Rima, joining Debu, who has changed his heart in the middle of the show. He started by saying that win the toss and bat first, and by the end of the show, he's saying Mumbai has won a good toss.
Mm,
So I
nothing
am
new for
observing.
us.
so
Nothing new for
but
us.
but despite all that, I would go with my good old friend Debu Mama, who has given me a lot of grief in life, but I will still stand with him
It actually
and
hurts.
say
It actually hurts, Nishant. जॉयदीप,
uh,
वेदा यहीं पे है,
Yeah,
वेदा सीएसके को सपोर्ट कर रही है।
yeah. I actually
आप आपने कहा था वेदा के
my
साथ
heart,
जाओगे।
my mind, my heart, and my wallet are all with CSK. The reason is, I
I
think
like
man for
that.
man, yeah, man for man, I find they're a better team. I find that between the two teams that have struggled, they've struggled less. And I think that some players are in form. So I feel also the skipper is in decent form. That matters. We've seen skippers not in form, how they lead. For Mahendra and Dhoni, it doesn't matter whether he's in form or not because Kaptani is always up there. But I just feel CSK is more in form with bat, with maybe not with ball, but I really feel I'm going with CSK. Although Jaddu's not there, it's a big miss. But I have to go with CSK because I think they're a little bit stronger.
I think since because he has talked about the captaincy, I think it's a great time to throw another matchup. It is a matchup between the two most successful captains in the
Yeah.
history of IPL.
Hmm.
MS Dhoni, probably one of the greatest captains, and Rohit is known that how calm, cool, and connected he is as a skipper. So I think that there's another matchup between Rohit and Dhoni, the two captains.
देविशीष,
And Mumbai Indians will definitely, Rohit Sharma will definitely have to make a point here because they have lost the last match against CSK this season. It can't be two losses against the bitter rivals because two successful teams in IPL history, five-time champions versus four-time champions. You cannot lose two times in a season. So, Mumbai Indians, I would say they need to make a
आपको
statement
रीमा
here.
आपको
देविशीष,
रीमा देबू की टी शर्ट से ही पता चल जाना चाहिए था. यू
टी शर्ट पे तो
व्हेन
मैं
यू
इनकी
वांट टू.
जाती नहीं, ये तो 1 घंटे में बदल जाती है। टी शर्ट में मत जाइए, अब तो मुझे लगता है इनके वर्ड्स में भी
Yeah.
मत जाइए।
हाँ. अगर चेन्नई ने 190 कर दिया येलो देखोगे पोस्ट शो में फंक्शन चेंज ये
ठीक है
सब
जयदीप
कलर
दा
चेंज
देख
होगा
लेगा
पीछे
यहाँ
भी
से.
तो
आज
कैप
देख
येलो
लेगा
देखोगे।
मैच के बाद जयदीप दा
ओके
चलिए, मैच इज़ अबाउट टू स्टार्ट। अब मिलेंगे पोस्ट शो में आफ्टर द मैच। टिल देन एन्जॉय द मैच, टेक केयर एंड थैंक यू सो मच फॉर जॉइनिंग अस।
थैंक
थैंक
यू
यू